Day 3 of the August walking challenge is done, and we're walking in the busy part of Los Angeles and over at the beach. So variety all in one day. I ended up getting more than my usual. I kept thinking it was 45 minutes, but that was for Saturday. I got 47 minutes in today and over 9,000 steps. I did a lot of walking today. Actually, did a lot of sitting today too with the travel. So I needed to have this walk-in. So thank you, Miss Toy, for challenging us this month. And before I was walking down Los Angeles, let me go ahead and show you what is the trip like coming from my hometown. A lot of people are not too familiar with the Central Valley in California, which is about an hour and a half from Los Angeles. So I'm going to go ahead and take you on my ride. I start off with the Amtrak Thruway Bus to get to Los Angeles because there is not a train that takes you from the Central Valley, the San Joaquin Valley, over to the Los Angeles mountains as of yet. And even with the high-speed rail, that's going to be years and years, decades away, it looks like, because they're not even working on it anymore or any longer. So you can see dry grass. It's really yellow. We don't get a lot of rain in California like there is back in the Midwest and the East. Like, we always tend to have droughts, and you can see that's why we have a lot of fires in California. So this is the area that I call, or we all call, the Grapevine, and the San Andreas earthquake fault is right along that ridge of the mountains right there that you see. And there's a nice little walking area over there too. I forgot what it's called, white wolf or something, but there's a couple of earthquake faults. So we have the White Wolf that runs along this and the San Andreas, and they both connect, and those were the ones that were active last month. So waiting to release a little bit of pressure. And that's how you have mountains. Like, you have to have earthquakes. That's the Tohon Ranch. That is the Indian reservation for the Native Americans that we have in this area. And yeah, so just, you can see it's not like the green mountains that you're probably used to, or even like how it looks even in the sequoias. The Sequoia National Forest on your way to Yosemite is not very green. Like, we don't get a lot of water out here. So just wanted to take you along and show you what it actually looks like, because I know you guys see me a lot at the beach, but during the week I'm over in the hot area. It's a valley, there's mountains that surround us, and there's a difference of temperature sometimes of 40 degrees. So this week we're having a heat wave. It's running 107 degrees up to 110, and over at the coast, it's only like 65 degrees. But in Los Angeles, it was 85 degrees. So see, there's a difference. When you're more inland, it gets hotter. If you're along the coast, you get all the nice coastal fog areas, and actually it can be pretty chilly. So that it's amazing the differences in your temperature. So yeah, I was thinking of TT Trucker right there, like, hey, there's a truck stop. This is called Pyramid Lake. And I don't remember if this is a man-made lake. I kind of feel like it is. They call it a pyramid. Over in the mountains, you can see they kind of graded it out, and it looks like a pyramid. So right there along Cape Train, it's kind of hard to get a good view when you're on the bus. You don't slow down to take pictures, obviously, but yeah, there's a lot of people will go there for boating, recreation, camping. There's some water. I think it's like a man-made reservoir, but the water from any rain coming off the mountains can go into that lake. Now, fast forward, we're in Burbank, and that shopping center has airplanes because there's a Burbank airport, which is another popular airport instead of going into the big LAX. And Burbank is known for movie town. So there's the Hollywood Universal Studios nearby, a lot of different things in Hollywood, the movie industry. Now, I didn't happen to capture it, but the Hollywood sign is not too far away on those far hills over there. That's the Hollywood Hills. Now this area is a little bit more green. There's a LA Zoo nearby and the Griffith Observatory. So I just thought I would show a little bit more vegetation, and then you're going to start seeing a lot of freeways crossing. Now I started filming these little condos. I thought they were unique. Take a look. It's very modern, contemporary. One of them at the end was for sale. But, can you imagine living right next to a major Los Angeles freeway? This is the I-5 that we're on. And then I think we transitioned over to the Hollywood freeway. But, there's so many houses that are right there next to the freeway. I brought my book enough to try to read, and I did not read during this trip, so I will try to catch up on some reading in the next few days. Just thought I would show you a little bit of the culture. Oh, and look at these houses, very modern. They look like they have stilts and they're on the edge. Okay, that's the one that's for sale on the far right. I wonder how much those are. They're over $1 million. And also that's still I think the Hollywood Hills right behind them. I think we're near the Dodger Stadium, not too far away. But I just thought I would show you a little bit of the houses and what it looks like, especially for people who are living along the freeway. Now, the Amtrak Thruway Bus is so much less stressful as far as I don't have to deal with traffic. I don't have to bother my family to drive me because I get too much anxiety driving in the race track speedway of Los Angeles freeways. And so now we're off the freeway and we're going to be entering Chinatown. So you're going to see a difference in the buildings here soon, and a little bit more culture, small buildings kind of all stacked together. But yeah, 2 hours is about, and you can see the tall buildings back over there. That's the downtown. We're headed over there. And, the only thing that was kind of funny is, a lot of times in our area, we have a lot of prisons, and at least 6 that I could think of that are nearby, and you always end up having a recently released inmate, and we had 2 on this one. Didn't realize it. I kind of wonder because of what they were wearing, and then I even spoke to one as I was trying to see if the bathroom was open while we were driving, and he was very respectful. I think that's they get used to all that, showing respect and stuff. And I feel the respect goes both ways, no matter what they did. I don't know, obviously. Chinatown, there we go. There's the sign. But I'm I will be don't want any trouble, and that was a little unnerving for a bit, but at the same time I thought, shoot, I don't have my bad guy repellent spray if anything went south, because one of them was sitting kind of close to me and then the other one was in the back of the bus. If they wanted to do a full-on takeover, they could have done it, but hey, thankfully they're happy to be free and out of the prison system, and hopefully they have a place to go and we'll be able to find a transition into the workplace. One thing you probably didn't hear because I was doing a voiceover, it was the bus driver announcing to gather our belongings and that we were headed into the Union Station in downtown Los Angeles, and to, look for your connecting buses and trains. Most people go from the bus to a train. And after I'm done with my my follow-up physician's appointment, I will be getting on the Surfliner, which is the Amtrak train that runs along the coast of California. From the route there is all the way south as San Diego, and you can go as north as San Luis Obispo. So once I got off the bus, I went outside and ordered my Waymo, which is a driverless taxi system. And over to the right, you're going to see the Waymo taxi, the white car. It's a Jaguar, and we are now in the taxi. It gives you your name on the top, and also on the screen, it tells you to push start to start your trip, and fasten your seatbelts. There's an emergency card inside, and let's go ahead and see what this is like. Pueblo de Los Angeles. Yellow light. And we have Hollywood over here. Ooh. station. The yellow cat is mad. Why he is stopping right here? So we're getting on the freeway. I have early access to freeway, so curious how this goes. Lots of homeless over here. Here we have like, hello, properly buckle up, and if you have a child, instructions, belt use for pregnant riders. It's very comfortable, lots of room here, and they have chargers, so I'm definitely taking advantage of charging my phone. And you have a full sunroof panel, and this is a Jaguar. There's even room in the back for luggage. All right, we made it, went live on the Waymo, so I can go ahead and link that too in the description below. I decided to go walk over to one of my favorite Los Angeles coffee shops. It's called Alfred's. There's a little homeless guy over here later. He's like yelling and stuff and cussing when we get around the corner. But anyway, we walked down here, pretty decent. It's about 3 blocks away from my doctor's office and the hospital there. And I'm wearing my new Aloe, A-L-O hat. Ordered that from the website. Look at that. You have the sightseers buses, the double-deckers. So, because we're over near Beverly Hills, there's the homeless camp right there. That's the first. The last couple times I've been here, he has not been there. So, and obviously they're not going to stay there for very long. But, yeah, it's kind of a sad situation. We have that all over, right? Whether they're at the beach or the city. You definitely have, Alfred's. Yep, Alfred's. I don't know if I keep saying Albert, but it's Alfred's. And I decided to get this bottle of Cascade water because it was from Butte, Oregon. I thought, oh, I've never tried that. I was going to get the Iceland water, but you know, you can't be carrying everything. So these are the things that they have at this Alfred's coffee shop. I upgraded to business class on the Amtrak, so now I'm heading over to Ventura Beach. And I ended up getting this really nice gentleman who sat next to me. Found out he was a retired English teacher, but had taught from kindergarten all the way to high school, lived in Santa Barbara. We even talked about rentals and what retirement looked like. And I could not believe it when he told me he was 92, because he looked like he was in maybe the late 70s, early 80s. and he had just come back from Bend, Oregon on a trip. Look at that, a 92-year-old out vacationing all by himself, and he looked like he was in good physical shape. He did have like a little hernia. I told him about this snack bag, so he got his little snack box, and we were looking at the ingredients, talking about the processed foods, and then he saw the book that I was going to read, but since I was talking to him too much, I did not read it. So it was really fun traveling, and that's what's nice about going on the train. And here's one of the train stations. And I inserted a map just so you can see the difference between Los Angeles to the coast. Now to get my steps in, my walking for Miss Toy the Review's August walking challenge. And in my head, I was thinking I needed to do 45 minutes, but that's for Saturdays. But hey, whatever. I got my extra time in there, which is good because I did a lot of sitting today. 2 hours on the train, 2 hours on the bus. I don't know if it may not have been 2 hours on the train. I'm not sure, but I know it was like 2 hours here and there. And that's a lot of sitting, especially when you have lymphedema. Thanks for watching. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Welcome to Mounjaro Journey with Pam.